Ian Trottier, Discuss Your Truth, San Antonio, Texas. We are at the site of the Alamo. Folks, you are living another Alamo in many regards, and you need to wake up because your country is being taken over here. You can successfully defend the Alamo, metaphorically this time, but you must wake up to the fact that the majority of the people that are not listening to this voice right now are likely, or voices like mine, and the gentleman I have next to me now are likely totally brainwashed, folks. Yes, it's a reality here. Deep state and fake news is reality. So, fortunately, we have Houston just down the street, don't we? And and the Texans successfully defended their territory from Santana and the troops with the help of James Polk and Sam Houston, people like that. From my understanding, maybe I've got the history wrong on that, but fortunately, we do have Houston. So. We have here, I have here with me Rolando Rodriguez. Rolando, take a moment and introduce yourself to listeners.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rolando Rodriguez, born and raised in McAllen, Texas. That's the Rio Grande Valley, right by the river, by the Rio Grande. And I was born and raised there. And it's good to see you again.
There's an old joke. I speak a little bit of Spanish. Rolando, and there's an old joke. A friend of mine, a Mexican friend of mine, and because I'm a racist, right? I'm a racist, Rolando.
Yeah, you are.
I'm a racist. Sometimes. So that's it, Rolando. So there's a joke. There's a joke that a Mexican friend of mine would say. He'd say there's two friends hanging out on the river Rio Grande. There's two friends there, and they got fishing poles in the water. They're fishing, and one of the guys sees a small bubble come out of the water and jump up. He says, "Oh, there's a fish. Throw your own. You throw your line over that way." And the other friend looks the other way and he says, "Oh, lo vi una ballena." And he says, "Hey, buddy, that's not a fish. That's no whale. That's an empty can of beer that's filled with water." Anyway, that's the joke here. Una ballena. If you're familiar with Spanish, you know what I'm saying. It's a whale. It's not a whale. It was an empty can of beer that was full of water. It was una ballena. Anyway, that's a joke. I may have not told it as well as him. You're not laughing right now, but that was more or less a joke. Rolando, you've been in the White House.
Yes, a couple of times. Yeah.
You've been in the White House because you happen to be you were, when he was the active sitting president, you were a Trump supporter.
Of course, yes.
Why?
I voted for him.
Why? You're clearly you got a Texas accent. You're a Texan. You're a Mexican Texan. I don't know what you are, but to Rodriguez, you're saying the Spanish. You have a Spanish.
Yeah.
But Trump is I got to throw this again in here. Trump is a racist, wasn't he?
Well, I wish there were more racists like Trump. Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. What I really like about President Trump is that, of course, he's not a racist man at all. He's the nicest man you can ever meet. Really, very nice, very, very, very educated and everything. But let me tell you something. What I really like the most about Donald J. Trump is that he's very straight, and he told media what they deserve. Because media is not doing the right job right now. The media we know for years out there, So they are not doing the right thing for America, and President Trump did nothing but expose them. And that's what we need, and I really like that.
Fake news.
Fake news, of course. They've been in Espanol, in Spanish, Univision, Telemundo, or other channels in Spanish, they only say like half of the news. And the other half, they say whatever they want. And that's how they lie to our community. And when I discovered that and I started traveling around with my dear friend Bianca Gracia, I started learning more and seeing this more often. And then when I went to the White House, I was really surprised by seeing a lot of the staff of President Trump inside the White House. They were Hispanic people.
Illegal immigrants? Thanks for laughing. That was a joke. You
I know.
We don't know about that.
Well, no, let me tell you. If it was Biden, maybe he would take illegal people there, but not Trump. Maybe, But that opened my eyes, more.
When you saw that,
Of course,
the staffing diversity. Yeah.
Of course, yes. And I really talked, I don't know, maybe for 25, 30 minutes with Trump's personal secretary, beautiful, wonderful lady, and other people, there. And I go, this is not what the news are telling us. And I started getting, more interested in the matter, learning more, traveling more, and taking all this news to my community. And I started working in my community nonstop, up to right now. And that's why I decided to run for something, to continue helping my community, to continue opening their eyes, to continue involving the community. Not really in politics, no. Involving them just to do the right thing in our community so we can continue living the American dream. That's it. Live in a free country, which is the most important, the greatest value that we have here. I've traveled, to other countries, and they don't have the liberty, the freedom that we have here. I've been to Cuba 7 times, and one thing I know for sure, I don't want that for my kids at all. The Cuban people is beautiful, they are awesome, but not their government. As a matter of fact, they don't have.
You've been to Castro, Cuba 7 times.
Castro, Cuba 7 times. As a missionary. Undercover,
Bautista.
Christian church, From I went with groups, from different Christian churches. And like I'm telling you, the people in Cuba is wonderful, is beautiful, but not the way they live. Not their government. They don't have a government. They have a dictator. That's what they have. That's as simple as that. And I don't want that for my kids. And this is that time to stand up for America because that's what they want to bring here.
Rolando, so Donald talks about 2 phrases, right? That I never heard Obama. I certainly never heard the Bushes talk about, and Clinton. But when Trump got into the White House, he started talking about deep state and fake news. We've already addressed Univision and Telemundo vaguely with the fake news, but talk about from your perspective. Talk about what this means. What did the president mean by deep state? What does that mean, deep state?
Deep state, for what I understand, is people behind government. People that tells government what to do, what's next. So in other words, whoever is in the White House, if they obey the deep state, they will do what the deep state say, not what they want to do or what they have to do. And that's what Trump, did not do. Trump did it his way, his own way. As a businessman, I think we had the best economy ever in the history of our nation. In 3 years, on the 4th year, they had to do something to destroy what he was doing. So they came with the virus. But he did not obey the deep state. He did only what he had to do. I know one thing for sure, and this is what I do, with my life, and this is what I teach, Ian. We have a calling in life, a godly calling in life from God, okay? We have the privilege of being born in this planet, on this earth. because God has a plan for us. When we accomplish this plan, then we'll feel happy because we're doing the right thing. We are doing the right thing. We feel happy because we are teaching the right thing. We feel happy because our kids get to see that we're doing the right thing. But when you're in public office or whatever you do in life and you're not doing the right thing, the first thing you feel in your heart is that you're not happy. You feel something inside of you that you're not doing the right thing, that is not right what you're doing. But because of special interest, you do it. So the way to save this country is to leave those special interests aside and just work on our godly given gift. Why are we here on this planet? Well, we're here because we have a godly plan. Let's follow it. Let's do it. That is as simple as that. But the left doesn't like it because they do not hear God. They don't know the plans of God. They want to do everything backwards, everything the wrong way. And Trump came to do things just the normal way, the right way. And they didn't like it. That's why I still love President Trump. That's why I woke up that day, 3 o'clock in the morning. I prayed, and God told me to start that movement, and I started it. I never thought it was going to get that big, when nationwide. Friends of mine from Mexico City, let me put it this way. I have a group of friends from Mexico City, and I'll show you in my phone right here so you can be a witness to all your followers. And I've been with my friends in Mexico City. They started looking for people with dual citizenship in Mexico so they could vote for Trump. And we worked with the American Embassy in Mexico City to help us do the job. And they did a great job. Look, let me show you right here. Going to WhatsApp. I don't like WhatsApp anymore, but I kept that chat right here. And this is the name of the chat right there. You're gonna read it. Republican
Friends Mexico. It's the name of the chat on WhatsApp. I just saw it.
And now they want to start a movement in Mexico.
Right now.
A political movement, the Republican Mexican Party. Because of what we did here.
Well, what do you mean by that? What did we do? Or what did you do?
Well, we fought for this country. We've been fighting for this country. We felt in last year, or even before last year, that something wasn't right, that the left wants to overthrow our country. We just started fighting. In my case, I went out to the streets to reach out my community. Where I live, it was Democrat for over 100 years. In about little less than 1 year, reaching out the community, working on the streets, doing the Trump caravan, the Trump trains, speaking to people, inviting people, Now we're about 50-50, 50% Republican, 50% Democrat, in a place that was Democrat for more than 100 years. We did the job in less than 1 year.
So, Rolando, go back again to this Mexican group out of Mexico City and what they want to do, how they're working to change the country. But tell listeners a little bit about, you're living very close to the Rio Grande, so you're living very close to the border. There's a group that I believe Bianca is associated with. It's called the Rancher Warriors or Warrior Ranchers, something like that. Mike Miller.
Yes, Mike Miller. Yes, I know him. Yeah. Warriors for Ranchers.
Warriors for Ranchers. Thank you, Rolando. Tell listeners what you're experiencing. We've got Americans in Nebraska, Minnesota, all over the country that are hearing versions from mainstream media and conflicting reports. But what are you seeing with your own eyes? What are you seeing? What are you hearing? What are you witnessing?
I have make videos down there, a few of them, where I see the immigration buses coming from the river.
Immigration buses.
Yes, immigration buses coming from the river. Joe Biden sent these buses to. There's a bridge, international bridge. The immigrants, they cross the river.
In McAllen, is it?
This is like 10 minutes to one side of McAllen. Yeah. The immigrants cross the river. They stay under the shade of this bridge.
How do they cross the river? On a bridge?
No. They cross the river through the, they either swim or in these little boats that the cartel has. The cartel just, helps them cross the river. Yes. And they stay under the bridge. I really don't know right now who's the leader down there, but it could be. I'm really not sure, but I know the cartel. It's a cartel. So they cross the river. They stay on the shade, under the bridge. Biden sends the buses there, picks up the people. They bring all these people to the immigration facilities with these big white tents. One of them used to be right there in downtown McAllen. So I used to go with my Facebook Live and record everything. And
so you've got buses waiting on the riverbank.
Yeah, for the people.
For the people once they get to the other side.
Yes.
And how do you know this is Biden buses? How do you know they're supported by Biden?
Well,
or they're like cartel buses?
No. It's on this side. It's on this side of the river.
The cartel may have.
You know what? Immigration officers, they lead these buses. Yeah, they help the people get in the bus, and somebody.
American immigration officers.
Yes.
You're seeing the badges?
Yes. Yeah, they're not allowed to send them back, and maybe
they're not allowed to send them back.
When all this started, no. And another thing, media is not allowed to be around either.
What?
Yep. Univision, Telemundo, the Hispanic channels in our area, they don't go to the river to report all this. You know who's going?
People like you.
Like me and like you. Antonio Agüero, my friend, Border Network News. He's there every night, reporting everything. Follow Anthony. Border Network News in YouTube. Antonio Agüero. Follow him. And there's many others. With their cell phone, they're recording, saying the truth to our nation. But Telemundo and Univision, they're not there. And I will not mention the name of the company or news channel, but they call me one. This Hispanic news channel, they call me, one of the reporters called me, Rolando, I need to talk to you. So I went to his office. I went into his office, he locks the door, and he says, I have a question for you. Say, why Washington doesn't want for us to go and report what's going on the river?
He works for a TV station or a newspaper?
A TV station called me. Well, one reporter called me, and he locked the door. Just a private question. He asked me that. And I told him because they had all this planned from years ago to destroy this country. A lot of people are coming from countries that are American haters, like Palestinians, Talibans from all these countries.
You're seeing this, Rolando?
I've seen it on videos. Okay, I've been there also. I've taken groups and friends of mine right to the, not real close to the river, but to the area where the buses are coming out. Yes, I've been there. I take videos there and everything. But I have a friend, and her nephew works in one of the facilities. Okay.
One of these tents?
Yes.
Staging, collecting areas?
Let me tell you something. Yeah, the big tent in Donna, Texas. He works there. And there's kids, about 15, 16, 17-year-old kids that are experts in heavy weapons. And they speak 5 or 6 languages. They're Palestinians. And they say that they paid their flight from Palestine to Mexico City, Reynosa, which is a border town, and somebody crosses this gate.
Coyote.
Everything is set up, already.
So it's all channeling into Mexico City.
Yeah, by plane to Mexico City, and then to Reynosa.
So you need to be in Mexico City, perhaps, and look for the flights that are coming in from...
I wish we would have people there. Yes. And it's been planned. I mean, I don't.
Or I need to be in Mexico City. Somebody.
Yeah, we have to be there and just interview people and checking everything. Yes. Now, I never seen this in my life, really. I grew up there. I was
You're born and
there.
raised there.
Yes.
Multi-generation. Rodriguez,
Yes.
you're saying...
Yeah, we conquered that area. My family.
You Spaniards, you
We
take this home away from the natives, man.
We conquered all that area, and I have
You
never
are
in my
racist.
life. I might be a racist.
Oh, just spill the water. Sorry, Rolando.
It's okay. No, you know what?
It's a joke.
I love people. You know what? I'll tell you one thing. I've been in Central America, okay, several times as a missionary. I went to Cuba as a missionary. I traveled all over Mexico as a missionary, in different parts of the United States as a missionary.
Sorry.
And so, I'm not racist. I love people, but I think, let me put it this way: the United States has been the nicest country around the world.
It doesn't see color. It doesn't see race. I mean, historically, the argument is yes, it did because it adopted the Atlantic slavery trade. But it's not.
Well,
historically, it's not designed to divide people.
Yes.
I mean, that's my opinion, right?
And let me put it this way:
it's meant to unite.
Yes.
And it has done that.
But I believe also that Central Americans should fight for their country, because Central America is beautiful. Mm-hmm. And it's a very blessed land. I mean, everything grows there. I believe that they should fight for their country and to make their country righteous. And that's why, not that I'm against them or that I'm racist, no. But I believe that they should fight for their country. And they don't do it. They rather run away. And I believe that if every person would fight for their beliefs and for their country and for their godly rights, they would be in a better shape right now. And we can help, like we've been always helping, but you need to do your part. That's what I believe. If I love something in this world, it's people. You know why? Because we have the image of God. But I also believe that we need to do things the legal way. It's not okay for people to come and just cross the river and be an illegal. That is not right. My parents, well, we came from Spain. We conquered the Monterrey area first in Mexico. It's a big industrial city. We came right there to that area.
Tecnológico, Monterrey.
Sí, ahí. We conquered all that area. Even South Texas. On my mother's side, she's a descendant of this Italian that came in 1542 to Monterrey. And he was one of the conquerors on this side of the border, in the valley, the Rio Grande Valley. Yeah, especially the Stark County. And the King of Spain granted him 14,000 acres for his family and descendants. And that history behind me. We love we love Texas, we love Mexico, we love every country. And our Border Patrol agents are the most loving people you can ever find on the planet, really. I've seen them, and there's videos where their own water, they're drinking like me right now. All of a sudden, they see these people dying. They grab their water and give it to the people. They take off their shoes. They bring shoes from their kids to give it to the little kids that are coming. They are so loving. But guess what? Media is not saying the truth. But I thank God for you and for all the people that right at this moment is lifting up their voice to say the truth. Thank you, and God bless you for that. Yeah.
Rolando, what is happening? This is a. Let me share this with you. Let me share something with you. Okay. Let me share something with you, Rolando, and we get your reaction. So recently, and I've mentioned this on my show. Recently, I've been looking at the work of a former guest of mine. His name is Eric John Phelps, and this is he's brought to light. You've mentioned that you have Jewish ancestry, and he's brought to light something called the Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion. And there's on my website, iantrottier.com, and you click on the research tab, and under the research tab, I've got listed. It's an FBI.org, .gov, FBI.gov document that shows that J. Edgar Hoover was well aware of these protocols. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, and they're unclassified. There's nothing classified that's being revealed here. It's just unclassified information. And what this Eric John Phelps talks about is one particular protocol. There's a number of protocols. I'm not sure how many there are, but number 10. Now, what he's saying is that these many people consider these protocols to have been authored by Jews. Mm-hmm. I'll refer to that the religious followers as Jews. Okay, I don't think that's derogatory in any way. Mm-hmm. I'm not meaning that way at all. But those who follow Judaism, Jews. Okay. Now, what this Phelps is saying is that they're not Jews. This is the protocol. This is the protocol. It reads as follows. Mm-hmm. Listen to this. We shall establish one king over the earth. Okay. Now I don't really get religion, so whatever the king that means. Okay, I don't really get that way. But this is the reading of the protocol. Uh-huh. Who will annihilate all causes of discord, such as frontiers.
Oh my God.
You're living on a frontier. Mm-hmm. That's what annihilate frontiers. Okay, as nationalities, religion, state debts, etc., and get peace and quiet, which cannot be secured in other ways. Bull cow. And I'm not sure what that expression means. Bull cow. I don't know what is cow, like COW. Bull BULL. The protocol continues to say this. Okay, and I want to get back to what you're experiencing with this open border. This is an open border.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's an
From
invasion.
your experience,
of course, it's an invasion.
The protocol continues and says this: to attain our ends, we must foment trouble in all countries, utterly exhaust all humanity with dissensions, hatreds, struggles, envies, torture, starvation. And here's the key. This is what's interesting. This is exactly what this guy, Eric John Phelps, is talking about today. So first, we've got one thing. We got the annihilation of frontiers. Okay, we got annihilation of frontiers. You're saying this is an invasion. You're saying that. You live right on the border. Yes. You're saying that. And you're not this. You're.
I live 1 mile from the river. Okay, I'm there.
So we ever seen this protocol here? Annihilation of frontiers. Goes on to say this. And the inoculation, that otherwise injection, inoculation of diseases. That's what Protocol 10 in this Learned Elders of Zion calls for, is a destruction of frontiers and an inoculation, an injection of diseases. That's exactly what this...
It's what's happening right now.
It's happening right now.
Yeah. That's what
Rolando.
That is their agenda, of course. That is their agenda, but that is totally wrong. That is not from God. God has given us our rights. Just imagine this: there would be no frontier, no borders.
Yeah. Okay. That's the objective here. You're saying that. Okay.
From my house where I live, once in a while, I hear the machine guns from the south side of the border of the cartels.
Oh, you do?
Yes. Will you like that on this side?
I personally would not, Rolando.
No, that's crazy. That is not...
You're hearing the combat.
Yeah, I hear the combat once in a while, yes. I was kidnapped in 2007. right across the border, like 2 blocks south, from the river. 2007.
All right.
By the cartel. You know why? Back then, the Mexican government opened up the border for used American cars to go into Mexico, and they could be legalized as Mexican cars. Okay? They had to be like from certain year to certain year. So guess what? We had a big business right there. Big business. All these people, they wanted to buy American, especially American pickup trucks. Okay? So I started selling pickup trucks to the Mexican people. If I would buy 10 trucks today in the United States, I could sell them either in 1 or 2 days in Mexico. So I did good money back then. And a lot of friends from all over the country. So I had to cross the border. Then
Are you a Mexican citizen?
I am a U.S. citizen. I was born in the United States in McAllen, Texas, but I got my Mexican citizenship because of my parents. Yes.
So you have a dual citizenship?
I am dual citizen. Yes. Legally, okay? Like my girl Rivka. When my wife was expecting Rivka, we were in Mexico. She started getting sick. The closest hospital, I had to take her to a hospital in Mexico because she started getting, sick like that, and the closest hospital was on the other side of the border. Well, she was born, and before 30 days, I took my girl to the American embassy in in Matamoros, Mexico, and I took, her Mexican birth certificate, and the U.S. embassy gave me the American because she's my daughter, the daughter of an American citizen. So she has dual citizenship. And since I was a missionary also in Mexico, and I had a real good relationship, with the person in charge of the American embassy, he told me, Rolando, thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for serving God. Thank you for representing our country in Mexico and in Central America. And whatever you need for for Rivka, your girl, come and see me. That's the way countries work. But the legal way. And I have that experience. I thank God for those experiences, being at the border, experiencing working with the American embassy, with the Mexican embassy, everything legal, the God way. But, and things work better, the right way, but not the illegal way. When my parents came from Monterrey, Mexico, to the United States in the 1950s, guess what? They had to wait in Mexico, the legal time that they had to wait over there. They paid the fee that they had to pay. They did the whole protocol according to the law. That's the right way to work and do things. And they never ask for anything. They always work and work and work and work. And they love this country until the day that they became American citizens. The legal way. That's what God honors. And now my kids, the greatest blessing I have, they speak English and they speak Spanish. Almost perfect, both languages. Not like me that, you can still notice my accent and whatever. Well, not my kids. Their English is beautiful, is perfect or almost perfect. And their Spanish too.
But you were born in America, so you have no excuse, Rolando.
Yes, but you know what? I know. But I travel a lot in Mexico and Central America serving God, Let me ask you.
Yeah, you can answer. Rolando's going to take a moment. He's going to answer his phone call. So what you're getting here is a prime eyewitness here that lives a mile from the border, the Rio Grande, and openly saying, you've heard him say it, that the news media is not being permitted to report, document, video these illegal immigration practices being conducted on you if you're living here in America. This is a first-hand report, an account of a man that is seeing this firsthand happen to his country, his homeland. Now, he's just said he's a dual citizen of both countries, but he's defending the United States of America because he sees something happening illegally. He's just mentioned how his family has gone through that process legally. Rolando, when I look at you, you look like you come from Mexico to me. Okay, you look like a Mexican. Now, I was married to a Mexican woman.
Mm-hmm.
So I could look at you and I could say, okay, yeah, you're Latino.
Uh-huh.
And you're open. So I want this recorded. I want listeners to understand this and hear this.
Sure.
You're openly saying, hey, I'm a dual citizen. I honor both of the countries. I see the values. As an American citizen born in America, I see the values in America. I am openly defending the importance of obeying a law.
Of course.
Do you see in your community, Rolando, do you see this invasion? Do you see it having an effect anyway on the community and a negative impact?
Of course.
You do. You see this.
Of course. We went almost to zero in COVID in our area, okay? When the invasion started coming to the U.S., it went up again because about 20% of the illegals came in with COVID. Biden did not respect Title 42. When somebody comes into our country with any sickness, it doesn't have to be COVID, any dangerous sickness, they have to send them back. He's violating Title 42. And guess what? A lot of our Border Patrol agents got infected, and they died.
They've died.
They died, and they infected their families too. And then they don't have to be vaccinated, which I don't believe in the vaccine anyway. But they're pushing it not to the illegals, not to them. And COVID, the COVID rate went up again because of the illegal invasion. More drugs, a lot of sex trafficking. The Catholic Church is involved in all this human trafficking.
Hold on a second now. What did you just say?
The Catholic Church, the Catholic Charities are involved in all this illegal trafficking.
Rolando, I step back and I look historically at the United States and I look at Mexico. Mm-hmm. And I've traveled extensively through Mexico. I consider it extensive. It's a beautiful country, beautiful people. Mm-hmm. I told you I was married to a Mexican woman. Uh-huh. I love Mexico.
Did she beat you up or what?
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. It was a 4-year marriage, and that was it. No, she took care of me, that's for sure. She took care of me, Rolando. She took care of me, buddy. Okay, so I say, okay, like, historically, now, we've already brought this into this episode, into this discussion here. Historically, Mexico speaks Spanish because of the Spanish conquest. Now, in the United States, we're speaking English because of the English attempted conquest, but prior to that, really an English settlement, right, from the Pilgrims. And the Pilgrims settled that colony based on freedom of religion. You're telling me that the Catholic Church has a hand? And when the Spanish had conquered New Spain, conquered those lands, the Aztecs and the natives there.
Yeah.
The Spanish had conquered those lands. Well, they did so in the name of religion, didn't they?
Yes.
And they demanded that their religion be practiced and adopted. And if the natives refused, they were killed.
They killed part of my family because we were Jewish and we didn't worship idols. Yep.
How extensive, Rolando, how extensive is this Catholic involvement in what you call an invasion?
I'll show you. I have it right here. It's bad. From the where the downtown immigration facility used to be, you would just cross Old 83, the street there. The bus station is right next across the road, and then you cross the road this way at the other corner. There's a big building. This is downtown McAllen that says Catholic Charity. Immigrants will go there. They will eat there, bathe there, get new clothes, everything. And from there, they will take them either to the airport or...
And Joe Biden's Catholic?
Yes, that's what I believe. Yeah, or what I heard, that he's Catholic. But I think he's nothing really. Anyway, they will take immigrants from the Catholic Charity to the airport or to the bus station. They would just, cross the street to the bus station with a big yellow envelope.
With an envelope?
Yeah. And
so they've been documented or something?
Yeah, they give them some kind of permit, whatever, to stay here, to travel and everything.
They're given a permit, you think?
They would pay for their flights or their bus also. And
the Catholic Charities are?
The Catholic Charity, this is what I believe. I don't think that Catholic Charity pays from their own pocket. What I believe is they receive money from some source to send these people all over the country. But guess what? There was a lady working for the Catholic Charity, driving a van, taking people to the airport. One day, this lady...
This is insanity. Rolando, this is insanity.
Well, I know. One day, this lady goes to work, to take people from the Catholic Charity to the airport, wearing shorts. And she had a big tattoo here from the Mara Salvatrucha. You know what the Mara Salvatrucha is?
This is a mafia.
The Salvadorian gang. Yeah, the Salvadorian mafia. She's right here. Yep.
And she's working for the Catholic Charity.
Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah, they are human traffickers. That's all.
Who's they? Mara Salvatrucha or the Catholic Charity?
Yes.
And what's the connection between the Catholic Charity and Mara Salvatrucha?
They all are connected, probably. And I'll show you one more thing, and this is gonna blow you away. And so you can explain to our audience today what you're gonna see in this picture. My friend Jimmy Sanchez, he sent me this picture.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're looking.
She is Sister Norma Pimentel, okay? Catholic Charities, Rio Grande Valley, RGV.
Sister
Norma Pimentel. Okay?
Norma Pimentel. Catholic Charities.
Yeah, you see Representative Vicente Gonzalez, 15th District, Texas. Right there. Right there. And Judge Richard F. Cortez.
Judge Richard F. Cortez.
Right there. Having lunch together. In
McAllen?
In McAllen, yeah. Helping.
At a diner, a restaurant? Looks like a...
They're together behind all this invasion.
The three of them are working together.
The judge. Yes. And there's more people, I'm sure, behind them.
Let's repeat those names for listeners. Let's repeat those names, Rolando.
Yeah,
repeat
right
those
here.
names.
Well, Sister Norma Pimentel, which we call her Sister Coyote, okay?
This isn't the one with the tattoo.
No. The one with the tattoo is someone working for her.
Someone
The
working
one
for her.
transporting the kids.
And do you know the name of this woman with the tattoo?
No. I don't. I just know her name. There's a lot of people working there. A lot of people. Yeah.
Okay, so Sister Norma
Pimentel.
Yeah.
She's the leader of the Catholic Charity.
Catholic Charities, Rio Grande Valley.
In the Rio Grande Valley.
Represente Vicente Gonzalez, 15th District, Texas.
Yeah. U.S. Congressman.
A U.S. Congressman.
Yes. And the judge, Richard F. Cortez.
And Judge Richard F. Cortez,
And
Hidalgo County.
You're a witness. They're right there.
And the three of them, and I'm looking at this picture, folks, and the three of them, and perhaps you'll send this to me. You're going to send it to me? You can send it to me.
If I get, I'll say, your messenger, I can send it to you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So Rolando's going to send this to me. Send this to me. I'm going to put it up here for you. Look at what we're referencing. But the three of them are sitting in a McAllen diner, having lunch, perhaps, or an early dinner or something of that nature. It's the daylight.
And this lady, she's the only. Oh, and there's other pictures of this Coyote sister, Sister Coyote, with Nancy Pelosi.
So what do you mean, Sister Coyote?
Yeah, this
Pimentel?
one. Yeah, Pimentel. Yeah, we call her. You
call her Coyote.
Yeah, because that's
she's
what
smuggling
we call,
the.
Yeah. That's
so you're not saying that you have a photograph of her and Nancy Pelosi together?
I don't have it with me, but a friend of mine, he has that picture. Yeah, I'll try to get it for you.
Is this where Kamala Harris, when it took her 7 months to visit the border?
No. That she went to El Paso. This is the Rio Grande Valley is only 4 hours south from here, straight. Yeah, take 281, 37 and 281.
We're in San Antonio right now. Is a city like San Antonio being affected by this invasion?
I think that not only San Antonio, but a lot of cities around here, and
all over the country. If they're being bused and flown over the country,
yes.
And what is the objective? Do they know that they are smuggling in murderers? I mean, we don't know who's coming in. You're implying that
a lot of criminals are coming in,
and the Catholic Church, Catholic Charities, has a knowledge of this.
Of course, yes. They know what they're doing. They're overthrowing this country.
So does that make this if they're an accomplice to this, does that make this a Catholic invasion?
Of course.
Whoa, hold on, Rolando. You have just said, or you have just agreed, that because the Catholic Charities is an accomplice to this smuggling, that this is a Catholic invasion on the United States of America?
Well, let me put it this way. They're helping in this invasion. They're just helping. You know, they try to look like we're doing a good thing, you know. They always, before the news, the normal news out there, they're trying to...
Yeah, go ahead.
To make it look like, hey, we're nice people, we're good people, and we help the people in need.
We're the Red Cross.
Yes, like the Red Cross and all that.
We'll put the bandage on your wound.
But the normal...
Even though it was our bullet that...
Yeah.
Or we funded the bullet too.
Mm-hmm. But the normal people that goes to work early in the morning and then they come back from work to home late at night or whatever, they don't understand, they don't research what's going on. But we do know what's going on. And it's not good for our country. It's not safe. It's an invasion. It's really taking over.
It's a Catholic invasion?
Well, I don't know if the people that is coming, if they're Catholics, but...
Pelosi's Catholic.
Who?
Pelosi.
Probably.
She's a Catholic. Biden's a Catholic.
Mm-hmm. It could be.
And if they're working with the Catholic Charities, then that makes them an accomplice.
Of course.
And we already know Biden's an accomplice. He's not stopping the invasion at all.
No. And let me put it worse, okay? Let me put it worse. People from Mexico, from all over the border, from Monterrey, Reynosa, Matamoros, all the cities, along the river and close to the border, people that have a normal life in Mexico, people that have money in Mexico, or maybe not too much, some people, others a lot of money, whatever. People with a regular visa to visit the USA, they could not come to the country as tourists, to buy, to shopping, to eat, whatever, until last Monday. They started coming again. They opened the border. So the border was closed for the people with money to come in and buy stuff over here on this side. But the river was open for the immigrants. So they stopped the flow of money, and they were spending, and they're still spending billions on the immigrants. So this man, Biden, he just came to turn things around, the wrong way. But thank God they just opened the border again for the legal people from Mexico. Now our cities along the area, we have a lot of visitors. They come to eat, to the restaurants, to the stores, to the mall, to buy not only merchandise for them, but for their businesses like electric engines, whatever, whatever they need for their factories and everything. Thank God it was open last Monday. But it was closed for them, and the river was open. I mean, things just went backwards.
What is Los Pinos?
Los Pinos.
What is it? Los Pinos, yo sé que son los Pinos. Pero, ¿qué dice Los Pinos? What is, so listeners don't understand what I just said. Explain what I just said.
Okay.
Because I usually don't speak Spanish.
He's asking me, what does the Mexican government has to say about all this, right? Good question. Very good question. The Mexican government is letting all these people come to Mexico because somehow they know that Biden is behind it and the administration is behind it.
This is what you think?
Yeah. When Trump was president, which I believe he still is because he did not lose the election, and what we have right now is just an illegal administration. But when Trump was there, he came with an agreement, with Mexico, that people could not cross. They would stay in Mexico until the right time, until the time that he would work in the White House, somehow work with the people to do something legal, do it the right way. Now, this is what I believe, that the Mexican government know that Biden doesn't care about that. So when they come into Mexico on the southern border, they say, okay, come in, no problem. We have no problem with the administration right now. So that's the attitude of Mexico, which I think is wrong, because Mexico has been blessed so much by the United States in this way. There's thousands of American factories in Mexico. So Mexico has part of their economy is not only what they sell to the United States, but what they produce in Mexico for the United States. All these factories that are in Mexico, they are a blessing to the country in Mexico. So I really think that Mexico should be more careful in protecting the United States, because they receive a lot from this nation. For example, if I know somehow that you've been helping me in a way, why I have to protect you? That you've been a blessing to me, you've been of help to me, okay? And if I know that something bad is coming to your way, I have to call you, hey, be careful, something bad is coming to your way, okay? I have to warn you at least. They're not doing that. They're just letting everyone come in. And I have both citizenships, but that doesn't matter. I believe in what is right and what honors God. I believe in truth. I believe in respect. and that is not going on right now between the two countries. So, yeah, Mexico says we let it happen because the present administration, we figure out that's what they want. So, that's at the end. I believe that's what they feel and they think.
Let me insert this now, Rolando. Let me insert this now. This theologian, this historian, Eric John Phelps. I mentioned his name. He's a former guest on the program. He has recently talked about these protocols of these learned elders of Zion. Here's the distinction I made with you prior. Those protocols seemingly have been written by Jews. You have Jewish lineage. But what he says is that is a facade. We looked at Protocol 10, and it calls for the annihilation of frontiers. You're experiencing that right now. You live a mile from the border. Also, the inoculation of disease. We're seeing an issue with these vaccinations, as they're so-called, but they're not by definition. What Phelps says is that though in appearance these protocols are written by Jews, they are not Jews. These are Jesuits.
Yeah.
The Jesuits are a militant, an army, a militant order of the Catholic Church. So here again we see Catholicism through these protocols, which calls for the destruction of the borders, calls for the vaccinations. But yet now you've also brought to light the Catholic involvement in retrieving these invaders, bathing them, clothing them, giving them purse, food, and prosperity.
Yeah. They're the same people. They're the same gang.
It's the same gang, Rolando?
Yeah, yes, of course. Same one.
So this is then the same battle, the same power, the same structure, the same form of governance in a sense. That's founded the independence of Texas, isn't it? Is there a link there? Is there a link there?
I think things change with time, you know. There's different leaders along history. And we're seeing it right now. Last year we had the greatest president, you know, in the United States ever. This year is the same United States, the same White House, with the worst president. So the same thing happens in these organizations. At the end, there's groups of power behind leaders, and they are the ones that push forward their own agenda. Me, as a Christian, as a man of God, as a man that loves people, humanity, that respects life, I'm pushing my own agenda. Well, not my own. I push the agenda that I believe that is right, and that's I believe that every human being should be happy, and that every human being has the right. We all have the same, or should deserve the same opportunity, but the right way, the legal way. There's people on this planet that will never, ever, ever fulfill their dreams of what they want. You know why? Because they do it the wrong way. But that is not my fault. That is not your fault. It's their own fault. And we're not responsible for for someone being irresponsible. It's not your fault and it's not my fault that people is not responsible for themselves. There's a time that where we cannot help people because you can help and they're gonna end up in the same place. What can you do about that? Or me? Nothing. It's your decision to stay there. Was willing to help, but you want to be there, it's your decision. So, working hard, pushing not my own agenda, but I believe God's agenda. God's agenda. Believe in the Bible. I believe that the Bible is the best book ever written because it was inspired by God, not by man. And that's what gives us life in the right direction where to go. But if we disobey, if we want to do our own will, our own things, and we end up in misery or doing the wrong thing, I can help you from my heart. But if people want to stay there, that's their decision. So it's okay to help, but if we cannot help everyone, it's okay. But the United States has that heart, that love for people like no other country in the planet. Our Border Patrol agents, they are trained, not only trained, they are great people, but they are also trained to treat people in a better way, and they do it. They do it. And they have that passion for people. But they have to do the right thing also. If somebody deserves to be sent back to Central America, that person has to be sent to Central America again.
Let me ask you a question. What was Kamala Harris doing in Guatemala City?
To be honest with you, I think just a show. Just a show. That's it. Let me calm people down a little bit. But just a show. Nothing happened.
So what about resolution, Rolando? You're monitoring this invasion on the border firsthand. You've worked with Latinos for Trump. Regardless of the point here, Rolando has been a Trump supporter, but really you're a supporter and defender of the U.S. Constitution.
Of course.
And the rights granted to and given
my
to you
boy
through that.
Roland, my oldest boy, this is his last year in college. He's going for political science. He wants to be a lawyer. And through what I heard him one day, he wants to be a constitutional lawyer. Yes. We love the Constitution.
So, Rolando, by the way, is I don't know if we got this in this episode, but you incepted the concept of the Trump trains, right? I mean, you started the first Trump train.
Trump train ever in the country, yes. And most of them in Texas.
Most of them in Texas. And you went from one truck, which was yours,
yeah,
to, you say 6,000?
Close to 6,000 cars on the last Saturday before election, yes. That's only my hometown, but we had caravans going on during the week, in between the week, all over the valley. Weslaco, Donna, Mercedes, Harlingen, Brownsville, everywhere. Yeah, and but we work almost every day. In McAllen, we had 2 caravans per week. Saturdays, the big one, and on Wednesdays. And in Weslaco and Donna, we had Tuesdays, Mercedes on Thursdays. So, I mean, we had a full schedule, really.
What office are you going to run for, Rolando?
I'm running for U.S. Congressional District 28. And someone asked me, why are you running in that district? That district is one of the most dangerous districts in Texas.
Dangerous.
Yes.
In regards to
What's going on, immigration,
Okay.
cartels, everything. And I go, that's why I'm running in that district. Because I see that that's like the weakest area in the southern border, and I want to make it stronger. That's why.
what about some resolution here? So you get into the congressional seat. What do you do? I mean, Rolando, you got a governor here in Texas who can easily call National Guard in and say, "Hey, I'm gonna shut this down." Can he do that? I can't. He can do that. I don't know that he can.
I think he can.
Of course he can.
He can.
The feds.
But,
he can override the feds.
I don't know why he's not doing it.
Right.
Really.
So why is he not? Yeah.
I really don't understand why. As a matter of fact, I was the person that pushed him to finish the border wall. And I thought he was going to do it, and he ended up...
You pushed him?
Yes, he went to McAllen. We had
You met with him?
Yes. We had the Lincoln Reagan dinner in McAllen, the GOP. I was there. And Judy Cartwright, a friend of mine, she ran for state senate. They stole her election. Anyway, she was there, and I told Judy, hey, Judy, let's go greet the governor. You know, he was there. So we made a line, you know, for the picture and talk to him and everything. So before I got to Governor Abbott, like 5 or 6 feet away from him, I asked him a question out loud. Everybody heard me.
Really?
And I go, Governor Abbott, so good to see you again. He goes, oh, thank you. And I go, I have a question for you. And everybody turned. And he goes, tell me. And I go, can you finish the border wall? And he goes like, yes, we can finish the border wall. But he never did. Guess what he did? Then I was invited to Del Rio, Texas, by my friend Kelly Perry, the one that started the caravans over there. And she goes, Rolando, you need to come. She's the one that put everything together. She invited Abbott. She invited most of the sheriffs from South Texas and county judges. And a lot of people was there, you know, media, and she invited me. And I was there when he signed to finish the border wall in front of all of us, Governor Abbott. But we never thought that the border wall he was talking about, it was a regular fence like the one you have behind your home. Yep.
So what do? You get elected. You're in the congressional seat. What do you do? Talk some resolution here.
I think we can do 2 things to stop the invasion. 3 actually. Number 1, go to Mexico and talk to the Mexican government. Tell them to help in the invasion because they can stop the invasion in the southern border.
They can come in and help defend the border.
Over there we can work most of the invasion down there. Yeah, way in the southern border. Okay. Another thing is we can stop the Mexican trucks coming to the U.S. with merchandise and just make them waste a little bit of time inspecting the trucks and make a big line of trucks all the way to Monterrey, Mexico, until they fix the problem in Mexico, or until Mexico gets the idea that they have to help. We can do that. And the third one, the Constitution says that any state can stop an illegal invasion. As simple as that.
Constitution says that. Federal.
Texas. So, Texas can stop the invasion because this is not illegal stopping. This is an invasion, okay?
So you got to classify it first as an invasion, and then you can stop it. Then you can activate.
Yeah.
Troops.
Simple as that. Yeah. Simple as that.
How do you classify it as an invasion?
Well, when you see that they're coming by the thousands and thousands. Right now, there's a caravan coming up north with over 100,000 people. Don't you think that's an invasion?
What do you mean caravan? What does that mean?
Just a bunch of people walking up
They're
north.
walking?
You know what? Maybe they walk a few miles and then they get a ride and they walk again, they get another
But the
ride.
100,000 people?
More than 100,000 people. Right now, they're walking up north.
From where?
They crossed the Mexican border in the Mexican southern border, like maybe a week and a half ago, around there. They're coming
From
this way.
Guatemala?
From Guatemala, yeah. And these people, they come from all over the world, really. They're not from Guatemalans or Hondurans. There's people from all over the planet, actually. Yes.
This is being organized.
Of course.
This is being organized by a group. Leon, you want to get in on this? Get in on this, Leon. We're going to invite Leon Benjamin, Pastor Leon Benjamin from Virginia, in on this conversation. Leon.
Bless you.
God bless you, my friend. You were great this
Leon.
morning.
Amen.
Yeah. So, Leon, you know the wonderful Rolando. Rolando lives a mile from the border, Leon.
I was just there a few weeks ago.
Update us, Leon.
Well, we went to Laredo and Del Rio. We went there and we saw some things in McAllen.
What'd you see?
He's
in McAllen. Rolando's in McAllen.
We saw open borders. Yeah. No wall. No. The wall is not finished, and the materials are laying on the ground, rusting. Mm-hmm. And God bless the poor Border Patrol people, but there's some places where it's just the Rio Grande River is the border. Mm-hmm. And some places you can just swim across, literally swim. You can just literally almost walk across some places.
Yeah.
And
you're seeing this with your own eyes.
I
now?
went to a middle school. The border, it's right behind a school where the cartels are talking to the kids. The mom told me that they're doing this during the daytime. The cartels say, "Hey, we're gonna come pick you up." That's the real deal. That's the real deal.
Uh-huh.
And God bless
You're
the
seeing
National Guard.
You're seeing the cartel on the U.S. side, or you're seeing it
on the other side
across the river.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing that we should have better protection at the borders.
You're seeing people swim across the river. Rolando's saying he's seeing people swim across the river and being put into buses and taken to camps. Leon, he's saying that the Catholic Charities of the Rio Grande Valley are in on this.
Well, we heard some things about that. We heard that some people are not legitimately being what we call missionaries. No. They're literally being body traffickers. They're body trafficking. This is what's going on, along with the sex trafficking.
Yeah.
It's just amazing what we are seeing now going on in the middle of the night. We went to one place where they're saying you can't come on there, it's private property, but that's one of the main areas where they cross over. They're crossing over on private property. Some of the private property is right there at the border, and
like the one Mike Miller, for instance, is living on with the was it Warriors for Ranchers?
Yeah. Yeah.
So some of these private property owners are now saying, "Hey, I've got to bring in the security to protect my own property, perhaps."
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but some of the people in their neighborhoods, they know that a lot of these neighborhoods, when they cross over, they go into neighborhoods. They go into actual communities.
Leon, Rolando's family is Spanish, right? So part of your Spanish is Spanish and then Jewish. But he's saying, hey, wait a second, hold on. My family's been here for 400 years, right? Rodriguez is his last name. Leon, I said, this is a country, Mexico, right? It's founded by the Spanish, and they did their, we're in a church right now. They did their conquest under the name of God for them, right? And that religious organization. I asked him if this was because he's talking about the Catholic Charities. And I'm not getting into religion. I don't care about religion. I mean, personally, me, I don't care about religion.
Yeah.
I don't care about religion. But he's saying this is the Catholic Charities are fostering this. The Catholic Charities are fostering this. And I says, is this a Catholic invasion? What did you say to that?
It is.
You've got a Catholic. I mean, look, you got a Catholic President Joe Biden.
My God. Oh.
Leon, he is showing me photographs of the head of the Catholic Charity meeting with the local judge in the county, and also was a congressman, Texas congressman. He's also having dinner. He is also, or lunch. He is also telling me, Leon. He is also telling me that he has a picture of this same Catholic Charities woman, Pimentel is her name, Pimentel, Naomi Pimentel, something like that, with Nancy Pelosi. So I'm saying,
you know what? I heard Nancy Pelosi frequents Laredo.
Oh my God.
But that's just a little bird that told me that. Yeah.
Leon, I'm looking at this and saying, okay, wait a second. We speak English not because of an English conquest. We fought off the British.
Yeah.
But we speak English because of the Pilgrims, religious freedom fighters. That is a cornerstone of this Constitution that makes us free.
Yeah.
And that people like yourself, right, represent an African community.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King, Bo Rosa Parks, you've struggled for that.
Yeah.
He's also struggled from a similar enemy from a religious standpoint.
Yeah.
Right? So he represents Texas, which was its own republic that left the corruption in the Mexican Union. The cornerstone of this country, what makes the people great, is religious freedom, the ability to practice and preach and worship God, whatever God that resembles to you, and you define that, but that's the keystone.
Yeah.
You do that peacefully, you're fine. You can do that here with love and care in this sanctuary of the United States of America.
Yes.
But hold on a second. I look at this and I say, do we have a common foe here? Do we have a common foe? Is this I'm going to read you, Leon, I'm going to read you this. Okay, and thank you for joining the discussion.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Leon, I'm going to read you this. Okay, and I read this to you. And Rolando, you were unaware of this, weren't you? Before I read this to you.
No, I didn't know.
I'm going to read you this, Leon. I'm going to read you this. It's called this is J. Edgar Hoover. J. Edgar Hoover was very aware of this. I've got unclassified documents. Sorry, unclassified documents, Leon. Unclassified documents off of FBI.gov. This is coming from FBI.gov. It shows, Leon, that J. Edgar Hoover was well aware of this. Now, recently I have been looking at the work of a former guest on the show named Eric John Phelps. He's a theologian. And what Eric John Phelps says, from his research, he's saying that we need to be looking at something called the Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion. Learned Elders of Zion, according to Eric John Phelps, supposedly is created by the Jews. Okay, and I'm not using that in a derogatory sense. I mean, man, you're part Jewish. I'm saying by Judaism, the followers of Judaism, Israel, Jewish. I think Jesus was a Jew, right? I'm not sure.
Yeah. He is.
Okay, all right. Or he is a Jew. Okay, all right. So fine. Okay, so we're looking at. All right, so we're looking at the facade here.
Right.
That the learned elders of Zion are Jews. What this guy Phelps is saying is that they're not Jews. It's something they come from a structure that's more sophisticated, that's got a stronger network globally. He's saying that they are an order within the Catholic Church. An order. Not the Catholic Church at all, but an order within the Catholic Church. A militant order, Leon. A militant order. An army. An order of crusade.
I was just thinking that, when you started talking about, is this a Catholic invasion? It reminds me of, the 8300s, the Crusades, when they began, to, when, so to speak, Christianity was adopted into government. But I don't think it was...
Combination of church and state.
Yeah. It wasn't the Jesus type of government. But the order to go about and take down, so to speak, the government's enemies through the Crusades, it tried to give Christianity a bad name. That these were Christians killing people in the name of God.
Sounds like the conquest of what became New Spain.
Yeah.
The natives, they were killed. They wouldn't adopt.
Yeah.
If they didn't conform.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
So this sounds familiar to that if you're saying this is true, that there's a militant
It's the title of the show. It's called Discussion of Truth.
organization.
Yes.
That is deep.
Of course.
That is deep. And
Listen
not
to
to
this.
be ignored.
Leon, listen to this. Protocol number 10. This is off FBI.gov. There's letters on this that J. Edgar Hoover was well aware. Protocol number 10 says, we shall establish one king. Okay, fine, whatever that means. One king. Okay, we don't like monarchies, do we, Leon? We don't like monarchies. We don't accept monarchies. We don't have monarchies. Rolando, we don't have monarchies here in the United States. We don't have monarchies.
Not here. We have a republic, right? A constitutional republic.
Okay, so one king over the earth who will annihilate all causes of discord, such as frontiers.
I'm gonna go look this up.
Yeah.
You got to be kidding.
Continuing, Leon. Because I haven't even gotten to the best part here. This is protocol number 10. This is off a government website. Okay, continuing. Nationalities, religion, state, capital S, debts, etc., and get peace and quiet which cannot be secured in any other way. To attain our ends, we must foment trouble in all countries, utterly exhausting humanity, dissensions, hatred, struggles, envies, torture, starvations. Kind of like, here's the medicine. It's going to kill you, but here.
Yeah. Sounds like the virus to me.
And this is the best part, Leon. This is the best part. And the inoculation of diseases.
Okay. You got me now. And that's on the Fed.gov.
That's on FBI.gov. FBI.gov. Unclassified documents proving that J. Edgar Hoover knew this was happening. I just asked Rolando. If this was a Catholic invasion. His answer to me. So I set it up as this, Leon. I set it up as this. I set it up as, hey, if the Catholic Charities are being part of this, he's calling it an invasion. He lives a mile from the border. He says it's an invasion. I says, if the Catholic Charities are knowingly accepting these illegal immigrants, fostering them, clothing them, okay, that's great. But send them back along their way, right? No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's not happening.
No.
Here's an airline ticket. This is what Rolando's saying. Here's a bus ticket. Here's an airline ticket. They're fostering. They're an accomplice
Of course.
in a crime, Leon. The Catholic Charities are an accomplice in a crime. That's how I set the stage to asking the question, is this therefore, if they're an accomplice, does that mean that this is a Catholic invasion? And Rolando's answer to that was,
Yeah. It is.
you've got Nancy
live there.
Pelosi.
I've been filming, what they do and everything. I live right there.
You've got Nancy Pelosi, who's a Catholic. You got Joe Biden, who's only the second Catholic. It took JFK to become the first Catholic president because the presidency, those that operate the presidency, I say that purposefully, because Catholicism is an enemy historically of freedom, Leon. That's how I read. That's how I view this. That's how I see 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 it. That's how I see this. And we have the wonderful Bianca Garcia. I gotta read you something else. You want something else, Leon? You want something else? And I want to get your input because this is why you're sitting down. Because I'm going to get your input.
And then I'm
going to get your input.
I'm going to take off.
No, you're not. You get 5 more minutes. You get 5 more minutes. You get 5 more minutes. You get 5 more minutes.
I've been looking for him.
You get 5 more minutes. Okay, I'll let him go in a minute. Here, listen to this, Leon. There's a little more food for thought. A little more food for thought, Leon. Listen to this. Because I think Leon said he was glad he sat down. Do you say that?
I am glad I sat down.
Listen to this, Leon.
He's the one running against Henry Clay. This is my guy.
In 1441, Leon.
All right.
In 1441, the Portuguese, who were on their journey of discovery of Cape Blanco. Now you haven't heard this. West Africa. Met there the Negroes for the first time with the bull, capital B. You know what a papal bull is, Leon?
No, what's that?
Now they received from the highest authority of the Holy See, S-E-E.
Oh, God. Okay.
The permission to enslave these people. This practice was common since 1441. Now I'm going to read you 3 bowls, Leon. Papal bulls, meaning you speak to God and therefore I respect everything that you tell me. Understood?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Doesn't sound constitutional in regards to 1776 to me. But
Okay, right.
Dum diversa, with an S, diversus, 1452, papal bull out of Rome. Authority to enslave, quote, Saracens, pagans, and unbelievers. Papal bull Romanus Pontifex,
I get you now.
1454.
Right.
Grants African slavery monopoly. Rockefeller monopoly? Follow the money tree? Pun intended. Money doesn't grow on trees.
So these
To Portuguese crown. To Portuguese crown.
Right.
Inter Caetera, 1493. Divides the globe into a conquest.
Right.
Half given to Spain, half given to Portugal.
Right.
Go.
Right. This is under the authority, quote unquote, of God.
Yes, sir.
So God told them to create the vaccine.
According to the learned elders of Zion.
God said do it. Yeah. God. So any person, hear me, that uses the Bible for personal interpretation, let him be it says anathema. Anathema means let him be cursed. Paul says, even if an angel come and preach any other gospel than that which I have given unto you, which he says in Corinthians, said, I received that Jesus Christ died, was buried, and he got up on the 3rd day. And he's at the right hand of God the Father as our high priest after the order of Melchizedek. They're not praying to that God. And he says, if an angel or any other person come and preach, let him be anathema. Let him be accursed. And no one wants to really call out like the apostles did. The apostles called them out and it said, and said, little children, love not the world. Can't you see the love? They want the world's goods, the world's resources, the world and the people therein to control them. But the apostle said, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Because the things that are in the world are the what? The lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. And clearly, these organizations, clearly back in history, after the original apostles, have taken on a form of godliness. but denying the power thereof. What is the power? The power to redeem, not annihilate, not destroy, not capitulate to outright murder in the name of God. They have and it says they have a form of godliness, but they deny the power thereof. From such turn away. For of the such are of men who creep into what? The houses of silly women laden with sins. So they get into these, like these organizations under the name of charity. And they literally form a sex trafficking ring. That's what it was talking about in Timothy, where it says in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of themselves, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness. They literally go into these houses and form sex trafficking rings. And that was back then. We're talking about AD 70. They were forming sex trafficking rings during the still writing of the Bible, the canonization of the Bible. And what these organizations have done is continued on through secret societies. The word mysterion, mystery. They form these secret societies to say that we have canonized other scriptures. They give us permission to say what God says. You see. But Paul said clearly, let them be accursed, anathema, because that's not the redemptive work of Christ. So we're living in a day where organizations have created these organizations through uncanonized scripture. That means it's not the Bible. It's what John says in the book of Revelations 21. Anyone that adds unto these, words or these prophecies, let him receive also the plagues that are mentioned in this book. That's why we're seeing the corona, the viruses. These are all the plagues. Matter of fact, it talks about the 7 last plagues in the book of Revelations. And that's what we're experiencing, because they are using uncanonized word. They're not using the Bible, they're using scripture.
They use whatever to accomplish their evil desires.
Right, and then they say in the name of God.
Yes. It's happening right now, right at the border.
They are cursed. You heard it right, live here. It's not going to end well for them. They are literally right now, according to scripture, filling up what is called the cup of wrath, the wrath of God. And it is soon to be poured out upon them. And the saints who will be looking from heaven going, how long? Because men are going to be persecuted for speaking out against their uncanonized authority. It's documented in the Bible. Many got beheaded because they spoke out against their uncanonized authority. But God says, I am going to take vengeance upon them.
Yes.
Hold on, children. Help is on the way.
Amen.
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 Leon Benjamin and Rolando Gonzalez.
Rodriguez.
Pardon me. Rolando Rodriguez.
No,
and the great
Vicente Gonzalez.
Bianca Garcia. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank
God
you for
bless you.
having us. God bless you.
Bless you, Leon.
Uh-huh.